Good evening guys, been here, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought, as it's a new gun day for me, what a perfect opportunity to talk through and walk through what I do when I get a new rifle. But I've teased you guys a little bit that I'm getting a new gun, so big cheesy grin as always. So what have I picked up today? Well, it's European, it's not Brit, and it's not German, it's actually Spanish, no Turkish. Right, this is what I picked up today, and I want to explain oops, let's pop this scope cap off. What have we got here? We have in 177 the Cometa 300 USC, i.e. ultra short carbine, Premier. So get a quick look at this bad boy and I'll explain my reasonings behind purchasing this rifle. Well, I was watching another British YouTube channel, Big Dan's Air Gun Reviews, and he had the beach stocked version of this rifle on his channel, and he's done a very comprehensive review which I don't intend to repeat. It's done the chrono testing and the accuracy test and so on and so forth. However, what's prompted me to get this rifle is the fact that though I rarely do it, I commented on his channel that basically good video, thanks for the review, Dan, and he replied that he would basically match this Springer up against any other Springer out there, which, Dan, big kahoonies, my friend, big kahoonies, hats off to you and all the rest of it, because that's a pretty bold statement. So with that in mind, I went out to get the rifle. However, for an extra £25 more, rather than the standard beach version, I got the walnut stock, because why wouldn't you? I mean, walnut over beach every day. So here we have it. Beautiful little rifle. I've got to say, I'm going to get this down on the range tomorrow and I will put it through its paces. However, there is a second part reason kind of thing for this, why I got it. Christmas is coming up, and I thought, well, the little lady is struggling a little bit with the Walther. It is an incredibly heavy rifle, whereas this isn't. It's a full size sporter rifle, but it's considerably lighter than the Walther, and I just thought, well, why not kill two birds with one stone? Do like see if Dan's telling us a few porkies to sell these on, and also it's a Christmas present, so all good there. Right, enough of the waffle bit there. The second part of the video is the main point of doing this video, and I thought, with Christmas coming up, new air gunners might be getting their first air rifle, dads might be getting their kids like their first air rifle, or indeed shooters might have been at the sport for a little while and thought they'd get back into it. So yeah, why not run through exactly a talk through what I do when I get a new gun. So what I've done with this particular rifle is what I do with every single one what comes my way. And first and foremost, I've got to say, guys, whilst you're at the gun shop, get them to chronograph it for you. With a Springer, you really want it as a brand new rifle. You want it pushing out about 10.5 to very low 11 foot-pounds, and I'll tell you why. If you're a UK shooter, if you get a Springer and that's running very close to the legal limit, like 11.9 foot-pounds, as this rifle gets leaded and bedded in and used, I don't know why, I don't know the science behind it, I've never been able to satisfactorily come up with an explanation, but sure as eggs is eggs, and it happens is the power level will creep up. 5 years, guys, is a long time to spend inside for running a Section 1 rifle without certificate. So get them chronographed, guys. It's your responsibility. Don't put our sport in jeopardy. Don't put your freedom in jeopardy by running a hot rifle. Get it chronographed. Right, enough of that. That's out the way. So this rifle, I'm happy with its power levels. I've got it home, and what have I done? The first thing I done was I took the action out of the stock and cleaned off all the, I very kindly call it transportation lubrication, which they put on the metalwork of these rifles. It's not particularly pleasanty stuff, it's not very nice lubrication, so I've cleaned off all the outside of the rifle. I haven't touched the internals as such. I don't intend to, because it's not a fair representation of how it shoots out of the box if I go and re-lube it. So I want to shoot and as it was at the box kind of thing, so I can get a gauge on it before I start taking any remedial re-lube on it, for want of a better word. I've also cleaned the barrel on this. I've got to say, out of all the air rifles I've tested or had to come my way over the past 3 years, this barrel on this little Cometa was the most filthiest one I've ever had the mispleasure of dealing with. It was, I've thrown the cleaning cloths away, but it was absolutely black, nasty junk. So I've cleaned the barrel. So now we've got to a baseline. The action's all cleaned, lubricated, and the barrel's all cleaned. Next thing what I've done is I found a scope for the rifle, which is, if you're buying a new rifle for someone for Christmas, or you're getting yourself a new one, budget in for getting a piece of glass to stick on top if it doesn't have open sights or any way of fitting open sights for it. This one is just one I've had knocking around. It's it will do for now kind of thing for purposes of this video. I might leave it on, we'll see. So before I've mounted the scope, I've optically centered the crosshairs. I've done the video yesterday of how to do that. Pop it on a mirror, make sure you have a good light source from one side, look through, get the dual image, turn the turrets until both images, what you're viewing through the scope, are perfectly overlapped. I've then mounted the scope to the rifle. I've done a whole video on how I do that. I'm not going to repeat myself again here. However, I've mounted it, ensured that there's no cant, I've got the correct eye relief and everything else. So the rifle is ready to take out now down to the range. However, before I do it, what I do is I shoot indoors at 10 metres and just very, very roughly adjust the sights so they're printing probably about at 10 metres, about 5mm low of where bullseye is. And the reason I do this, I find when I take it out to 30 metres, I'm going to be straight away on paper. I can fine tune the sights, but we're a long way from zero as yet. My next port of call, i.e. tomorrow, will be when I get it down on the range, I need to lead the barrel in and get the action bedded into itself, let all the internals settle themselves out. If there's any dieseling, that'll come apparent tomorrow, and hopefully a few shots will clear up any issues with dieseling. Touch wood, it won't diesel, but that's what I do on all rifles. So once I get it down on the range, I'm not interested in trying to zero this rifle. What I'm trying to do is get it leaded and bedded in. And this shouldn't be considered a chore at all. This should be an enjoyment of shooting. It's just an excuse to put plenty of rounds down range, get used to the rifle, learn the rifle, learn how it recoils, learn how it likes to be held, learn the trigger on it, and just put plenty of rounds down. Tomorrow I'll be putting down at least, bare minimum, 100 rounds through this rifle before I even attempt to zero. However, I will pick a quality pellet. It'll be a generic one. This one, it'll be H&M Field Target Trophy. It'll be a baseline pellet because I know I trust the pellet. I know it's a good pellet, for want of a better word. However, this gun may not like it. You can get two identical guns, one after the other off the production line, but it doesn't mean those two rifles will like exactly the same pellet. So once I've leaded and bedded it in, put say 100 rounds down, then I'll go on to pellet testing, and again it'll just be testing as many different pellets as possible to find out which one this gun likes and shoots the tightest groups at the given range I'm shooting at. This is something what you shouldn't really skimp on. Don't just go for cheap and nasty pellets or anything like that. You want to get your hands on as many different types as you can. Put some 10, not 5 round, but put 10 round groups down and shoot as many as you can. Once you've done that, you've found out which pellet your rifle likes, and you're nice and comfortable, and you feel that the rifle's settled down. It's then time to get behind the trigger and put down some groups and zero your rifle. I've done already a huge video on how to zero a rifle, but basically whatever range you want to shoot at, do your 10 round groups. I'd recommend for sub 12 UK spec rifle, 25 to 30 yards is fine. Actually, I find the ideal zero for me personally, because of the ranges I shoot at, is 32 metres. That gives me the flattest trajectory possible out to 40 metres if I ever needed to take a shot that far. However, bring your shots in, and that is it, guys. Then it's just a matter of practice. Learn your rifle, learn your hold points at different ranges. But the biggest thing ever is have fun. Well, be safe and absolutely have fun while doing so. It's all about enjoyment and sport. If you're not enjoying it and you're finding something a chore, you're not going to shoot well. Just enjoy it for what it is. So I hope this you find this useful and helpful. And before I go, I'll just show you one last little look at this Cometa. She is a bit of a looker, I've got to say. I love the walnut pattern on this, the grain on this rifle, and I'm sure the little lady's going to once again show me how to shoot. So with that, guys, thanks for swinging by, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers, guys.